Hello people, my name is Slightly Artsy, and this is how I created the remix of Godzilla by Eminem. So first is this, obviously. This is the first and really only major change to the actual beat structure and melody. Now this is just something I came up with randomly one day and I just kept humming it over and over again, and that's actually how the entire remix started because I was just like, okay, if it's stuck in my head, that means it's catchy. And if it's catchy, that means it'll be a good beat. So originally I had named this Kaiju because I was going to make it like um, an actual music piece and not just a rap beat. But then I ended up finding a Godzilla acapella, and while that's okay, it kept cutting out at some point, so I never figured out how to fix that. So originally, I was like, okay, I have this, the first melody, so let me just have the acapella here, right? But the problem with that is, if you listen.
You're a monster.
I can swallow a bottle of alcohol in a feeling.
That doesn't work. Yeah, so
Whole
then,
squad's in here walking around the party.
okay then. So what I had to end up doing is I had to use audio file processor, which is less than optimal. And the reason it's less than optimal is because if you have a sample track, then you can take it and you can basically start from the middle, let's say, and then it will be able to play that. But if you use audio processor, then you have to always start from the beginning. So throughout this entire project, I was constantly shifting back to the beginning, re-listening through the whole thing just to see if the last part had gotten the correct thing. Right? So that was the annoying part, but the rest of this was pretty fun to make, actually. So first, in order to actually create this in the first place, I tried doing it myself, manually, and then I was like, wait, no, I'm sure people have already done a MIDI. This is a popular song. Of course people have made MIDIs of this. So I downloaded one off the internet, and I copied and pasted this first part, then I copied this, and then shifted the notes around to make the second part, and then I threw the MIDI out. While I was listening to the MIDI, I noticed that it had this, in the background, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool. If I want my remix to sound cool and unique, then maybe I should have that as well. So then that's what I did. I added the piano in the background. You might wonder what this is. This is just sort of like introduces the new part. And then for here, what I did here is I copied into here. And then the space between the notes is all the same, so they're basically the same chord just shifted, right? And then for the trumpets, I mean, it's pretty obvious what this is. It's just the original Godzilla, but with some notes removed from it, right? And then so when I get to the chorus, I was like, okay, maybe we should add something a little bit different, you know? And so I came up with a new melody. But at the same time, I wasn't sure if it actually mixed with Juice WRLD's vocals very well. So I decided I was going to make both the piano and this a little bit quieter, as well as the choir, right? And so it ended up sounding okay at the very end when I was done. Then afterwards, it was mostly, because, you know, the original Godzilla beat, it's not that complicated. It's got only two bar melody repeating over and over again. In terms of drums and stuff, it's not that complicated either. So after the choruses have their own thing, so after that, it's basically just increase the energy, decrease the energy by adding and subtracting. The drums, the choir, trumpets too, even the bass line, just so that the piece always has this energy that keeps on moving up and down, so that it doesn't stay static or get too loud or too quiet, too simple, and then here's the chorus again. And then here you can notice I did, once again, whoops. And then once more, this is the third verse this time. So I decided over here at around this part, this is where he starts rapping faster. So I was like, okay, well, maybe we should sort of frame his vocals a little bit better, cut out the piano, cut out the drums, and only have this bass line, so that we can later introduce this other stuff, which is what I did. As you notice, the bass line has stayed remarkably consistent throughout this entire thing, because that's how it was in the original as well, right? And then so you can see first we add the trumpets in, and then once more we add the choir in. And then this is where he really starts rapping fast. Film with the venom and eliminate him, other words I made him, I don't want to hurt him, but I didn't him, and if it reach him, murder, and again nobody will evade him. That part. I can't do it. Right? And then basically I just, at the end I was like, okay, people should already know this part, so it's okay if I turn up the energy to the max to sort of end it off climactically. At one point I did consider taking out like the ending of these, so just so that look what I'm planning, man stop, look what I'm planning, haha, would sort of have a clearer thing to it. But then I decided not to, because like I said, it's a famous song, and when it's a famous song like this, you sort of have more freedom to overshadow the vocals, because most people already who are going into this will probably already know what he's saying, so having this vocal be more prevalent isn't as important, unlike in the original, which could be considered a limiting factor. I don't consider it a limiting factor, to be honest. I think that the original is just fine. I just wanted to make a 4-bar melody instead of a 2-bar melody. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching how I made this remix of Godzilla, and have a good day. And also, I might do a homicide next, Eminem and Logic, because that's also a very simple melody, and, well, I already work in 140 BPM for most of my songs to begin with, so it shouldn't be that difficult if I want to work on it more. Goodbye!